can categorically say, I have the data to prove it, that there was nobody in the river at that time when we were searching. So ours was not the reed.
Where the bench is, about a mile up from the bench, but around where the phone was initially found. So we've done very thorough searches all the way down to the weir. The police divers have dived it 3 times extremely thoroughly, and they are highly competent, and we are, and that area is completely negative. There is no sign of Nicola in that particular area.
The police have been searching this river for 3 weeks with divers, with side scan sonar, the same equipment as we had, and river search teams plus dogs, and Nicola has not been found. We searched that part of the river, the lower part of the river, for just 4 hours. And I can categorically say that from our sonar footage, which I've since reviewed, Nicola was not laying on the riverbed. I can't see into the reeds. I want to make that very clear. And I've always said that to the media. We cannot see into the reeds, but we can see what's under the boat. And I've got a crystal clear image of the actual riverbed.
Okay.
Task was to clear the river, and at the time I can categorically say, I have the data to prove it, that there was nobody in the river at that time when we were searching. So ours was not the reeds, and our main focus was above the bench.
As I understand it. And you, after your search, had been so confident in telling the press that actually she was not in the river.
Good morning. I'd like to make it very clear that the Lancashire Police have searched that area thoroughly with divers, their sonar and their bank search officers. And if this is the body of Nicola, then she was not found in the river. She was actually found in the reed bed to the side of the river. Our task was to clear the river, and at the time I can categorically say, I have the data to prove it, that there was nobody in the river at that time when we were searching. So ours was not the reeds, and our main focus was above the bench area, above the weir. We searched for 4 hours in that particular stretch, and where Nicola's body was found down to the bridge. And I can hand on heart say we did our best, but she was not on the riverbed. We would have seen her clearly.
Yeah, and
I can categorically say, I have the data to prove it, that there was nobody in the river at that time when we were searching. So ours was not.
What's your gut instinct, Peter?
Well, I've got total faith in the police dive team. We work with them all the time. So, I think, Jeremy, after I heard today how the police were here so quickly to search that area where it's believed where Nicola went in, I personally don't think she's in the river. That's just my gut instinct at this point. I may be proved wrong later on, but the police have done a fantastic search already with their existing resources, plus their sonar. Now we've got our sonar. We're searching where the bench is tomorrow up the river. So we're going to go back over that area. Not that the police haven't done it, but we're just going to go further up the river tomorrow to try and, rule this river out. And then if Nicola's not here, I do not know. It's just unbelievable.
Peter Foley
out here. Us, the police, they've got nothing to go on. That's the problem. We've just got a mobile phone, and detectives are working very hard to solve this in the background as well. In there, she would have potentially floated up by now. After about 10 to 14 days, can be less, depends on the body makeup. Bodies normally float to the surface. I don't want to go into the detail of that, but it's normally dog walkers who find them. And it's been thoroughly searched. The area where Nicola went in was searched thoroughly by very professional police divers on the day, very thoroughly, and she was not there, which leads me to believe, because of their competency, that she is not in that river. That's my view. But we got involved 10 days after, and then we researched that area with up and down stream, extremely thoroughly, with high frequency side scan sonar. So that's leading me to other theories, obviously. On this particular job, looking at this, I'll be looking at possible deposition sites and looking at ground sign rather than just running a radar. When you're looking in woods and things like that, you're looking at potential disturbed ground, and that's what I've got a keen eye for. So you've got to know what you're looking for to actually find, buried things. So it's not just about the radar, although I carry it with me. It's mainly about understanding ground sign.
from behind extremely hard to launch herself into the deep water, and the police divers searched it thoroughly that day, and that's what convinces me that Nicola is not in the river. I believe that the phone and the harness is a decoy, and that's what I'm coming to now.
The police have been searching this river for 3 weeks with divers, with side scan sonar, the same equipment as we had, and river search teams plus dogs, and Nicola has not been found. We searched that part of the river, the lower part of the river, for just 4 hours. And I can categorically say that from our sonar footage, which I've since reviewed, Nicola was not laying on the riverbed. I can't see into the reeds. I want to make that very clear. And I've always said that to the media. We cannot see into the reeds, but we can see what's under the boat. And I've got a crystal clear image of the actual riverbed.
Okay.
Task was to clear the river, and at the time I can categorically say, I have the data to prove it, that there was nobody in the river at that time when we were searching. So ours was not the reeds, and our main focus was above the
screens or hear your voice on the radio and think perhaps you made an error. Perhaps there are lessons to be learned from the way you were so unequivocal about how you said, if she's in the river, I will find her.
Well, I would like to make very clear that the police have searched that area with sonar and divers for the last 3 weeks. We spent 4 hours searching for Nicola at that strip of the river. I categorically confirm that Nicola was not on the riverbed. We would have seen her. Her body, if it is Nicola, and I hope it's not, or whoever, the body was found in the reeds, not on the riverbed. And I cleared with the media that our sonar does not search in the reeds. They all know that, and the police know that. There was no sign of Nicola laying on the bottom.
Unequivocally said to us that if she was in the river you would find her, and you also offered theories about how there was a weir and you didn't believe that her body could go past it, and yet here we are, her body had gone past the weir, a body we believe has been found in the river. Do you not accept there are any errors or perhaps lessons to be learnt for you in this?
Not at all. I mean, we recover on average 10 drowning victims a year and a number of suicides, and we got a very high hit rate. If Nicola had fallen in the play at the bench where the phone was found, she would have landed in 2 feet of water. She would not have drowned at that location. I don't believe Nicola went in because the police divers searched that area thoroughly that afternoon, and drowning victims go to the bottom. She could not have made it over the weir in a day. There's no way, and that my whole team and other police have looked at this. It baffled me, and I'm the one on here today defending my good work to try and help all the families that we do free of charge. There's no other voice out there, and the media have come to me for an update. And I want to say again, the police have searched that area along the banks for 3 weeks thoroughly with divers using side scan sonar and us. And, you know, there's always a fall guy, and it looks like it was trying to be me, but I'm not accepting it. We've got the sonar imagery of the riverbed, which I can prove. We have everything there, and we done the best with our ability, but it was not our remit to search the reeds at all. That was the land search teams.
Peter, it's actually just sad that you're having to defend yourself. The police have to defend themselves when... Yeah. The really only important thing is this woman, what happened to her, and if this is her at the end of the day.
Thank you.